In this video, we will learn how to use conditions in many different ways. Let's start with this report, where we will focus on the element conditions properties. These are the elements, and they all have condition properties. This report concerns one sales rep for a certain period. We can filter these fields in the preparation actions of the report, starting with the sales rep name, then the fiscal month num, and lastly the fiscal year. In the report, we want to display a product group sales analysis. Here we can see the table we want to include. As mentioned before, we want the table to be specified for a single sales rep, so we can choose Amelia Craig as the sales rep, the third month, and the year 2016. The report will then cycle through each product group using a repeater. Back at the designer, we can see the repeater and the table. Now let's look at the finished report. The sheets alcoholic beverages, baked goods, and baking goods all contain a table with the corresponding sales figures. The beverages sheet, however, does not contain a table, only a cell that reads no data. Normally, the table would still appear, but populated only with zeros, as we can see in the executive dashboard as well. An even nicer solution would be to completely leave out this sheet. Let's see how we can achieve this. In our table, we first need a condition. The values CY sales and LY sales are master measures, which we can check in the app in the data menu. Therefore, we can place an expression directly between the brackets. If it returns false, we want to hide the worksheet. To achieve this, we need to go to the exclusion settings, where we can select Exclude Worksheet in the Exclusion Behavior drop-down menu. Now when we run the preview again, we can see that the beverages sheet is completely gone. Let's continue with the next example. We are going to be using a different report, which is a sales analysis by sales rep for a specified region. We want to display the stats of all applicable sales reps for a region. As we can see, there's a blank page at the end of the report. Our challenge here is to remove this page. To fix this issue, we can introduce a counter that starts with the value 1. Then we can also define the total number of sales reps applicable for the given region using the count function. We can update the counter in the preparation actions of the sales rep name, so whenever the name is displayed, the counter will be increased by 1. Then we need a condition element, called last page break in this case. For now it was set to 1, so we would always get the blank page at the end. When we add the condition that the counter variable needs to be smaller, or equals to the total amount of sales reps, the blank page will not appear. Now we will continue with another example. In this case, we want to hide a select number of elements, and we do not want to add the conditions to each parameter. This flag is a parameter and comes from our app, which only allows the people with the flag value 1 to see the revenue figures. For the element revenue versus last year revenue, we have added a text that reads element excluded, which is then shown instead of the actual data. But it is also possible to leave it blank, like for the element revenue by products, and then nothing is shown in this case. The next example consists of a dynamic report. This report should differ depending on who the recipient is, either a sales rep or a regional manager. If the sales rep receives it, the product group sales analysis of that specific sales rep should be created. If the regional manager receives it, then a product group sales analysis should be created for their specific region. We can create this differentiation using a parameter called type that will define which report we want to generate. In the preparation actions of the report, we first need to filter the month and the year, as they are the same in both types. Then we add a group which asks if the report is intended to be sent to a sales rep by using the condition field and testing if the parameter type is sales rep. If this is the case, we will filter the field sales rep name with the parameter value. If the type of the report is region, then the field region will be filtered, again with the parameter value. Now let's look at the title. In the value field of this element, we will add an if statement. If the type of the report is sales rep, then the title should be the sales rep name, else it should be the name of the region. When we run the preview with the type region and the value Asia, we can see that the title is a region, namely Asia. For the next example, we will use the monthly target figures from our supporting app. We want to create a monthly report that sends an email to each sales representative, alerting them if they have not met their monthly target. The monthly target values will be received through a parameter. Then we also have the sales rep name, month, and year as parameters. Now we can add a condition in the report scope. Here we compare the sum of sales and the report parameter monthly target. When we open the template, we can see the email that the sales rep will receive. It reads, "Alarm! Your monthly target is below your sales on the period, and here the actual month and year will be displayed." Then the monthly target and sales figures are shown. This works because we filter the sales rep's name, the month, and the year in the preparation actions of the report. The report will only be generated if this condition is true. The sales reps that hit their target will not receive this email. Now let's look at the task that uses this report. It is a task called Send Monthly Alerts. First, we will cycle through all the sales reps. We will select them all and automatically filter to cycle value. We need to check this box because we always want to access the email and monthly target of that specific sales rep, which is currently being cycled through. Then we can create the alarm report. For some sales reps, this report will of course not be created. We test if there's a report present by using a group with a condition. We can use the function does report document exist, where we have to pass the name of the report. If the report exists, we can send it using it as the body of the email. We don't need to attach anything else to the report, so we need to check the box Send Email even if there's no attachments. The email is fetched from the app as well. Now let's run it, and while we wait for it to send all the emails, we can continue with the task. We can also send another email if the sales rep did reach their monthly target. This time we need to add the condition not. Does report document exist in the group? In this email, we have another small report that we will look at after. The email once again does not have any attachments and gets the recipients from the app as well. The success report is the same as the other one, just that it says success. Thumbs up. Now we have received all the emails. We can see that, for example, Amelia Craig's target was 1,000 and her sales were around 450. That's why she received the alarm email. However, Carrie Frank did reach her monthly target of 1,000, so she received the success email. The last example in this video will be the Send Emails Attachments condition property. For this example, we have a task where regional managers get the report we made in a previous example. However, in our supporting app, we also have a flag called Send Email for the regional managers that actually want to receive this email. In this case, only Brenda Gibson, manager of the Asian region, would like to get the report via email. We will go through 3 ways of implementing this. In the version where all regional managers receive the email, all of the regions will be cycled and filtered one by one. Then the report is created and then sent. In the first version of using the flag, we will cycle through all of them. Then we will test the flag value using the condition field in the group. If it is true, the report is created and sent. We will get to version 2 later. Let's look at version 3 first. In this case, the condition is set in the Attachments tab of the Send Email action. Here we once again test the flag. Then, only if it is true will the report be attached to this email. We need to leave the box Send Email even if there are no attachments unchecked so that the managers do not get empty emails. So this is another way of only sending emails to managers that actually want them, as only emails with attachments will be sent. In the last version, version 2, we will first filter the Send Email flag and set it to 1. In our app, it would look like this. Then in the cycle, we need to set the selector to applicable so that it only cycles through the entries with the flag set to 1. In this use case, the most expensive way to handle this situation, resource-wise, is version 3, as it creates all the reports and then only decides whether to attach it to the email after. In the log, we can see here that all of the reports were created. The cheapest way to handle this situation is version 2, as only the applicable regions are cycled through. In this case, we can see it was only 1. In the version 1, we can see that all the regions are processed as the flag is checked for each region. However, the report is only created for the entries with the flag set to 1. Nevertheless, for this use case, it is not the optimal solution. We have seen that conditions are really everywhere in Mail and Deploy, and we have successfully learned how to use them in different situations. Thank you for watching this advanced training.